On my right side, we have the Mercedes E53 AMG 4MATIC Coupe. In the E lineup, Mercedes offers a sedan, a convertible, and of course the Coupe. The sedan goes up to the E63 AMG, but not for too long. Meanwhile, the Coupe only offers the E53 AMG, which is technically the highest trim you can purchase. Some people with big mouths and tiny brains will say that this is technically not an AMG. I think we can prove otherwise. Next video I'm going to do will be a drag race to find out how fast this thing is. So, let's roll. Now let's talk about the price. What are you looking in terms of paying for this thing? Technically, if it was a full E63 sedan, it would be easily over 100 grand, maybe over 140 grand. This one in Canada starts at about $90,000. Meanwhile, in the US, you're looking about $77,000. But again, this is the highest trim you can get for the Coupe. Under the hood, you get a 6-cylinder straight, supercharged and turbocharged. This thing produces 429 horsepower. And I know some of you will say, well, it's technically not a full bi-turbo V8 engine. Again, you're not gonna get that option anymore because that's going out completely. This thing is quite powerful, and it will do the quarter mile in 12.5 seconds at 110 miles per hour. That is quite impressive, and most importantly, it is a 4MATIC. On top of that, you have a drift option with this package. How impressive is that? Another thing impressive, the exhaust sound. Let me start it up for you. The key fob. Because it's not a full AMG like the E63, you don't get that fully blacked out key fob. It's just a standard one. Still, again, a Mercedes key fob. Now, let's move on to the exterior. Let's talk about some amazing features of this car. First of all, the headlights. This thing has fantastic headlights. When you start up the car at night, when they turn on, they sort of like scan the entire area completely. Onto the side, we have 20-inch wheels. These are staggered tires, Pirelli P0, 245 in the front, 35, low profile, great for track, 20-inch wheels with the AMG logo around it. Braking system, we have drilled rotors, and most importantly, 4 piston in the front, 1 piston at the back. Amazing brakes on a track. Now, let's move on to the rear end. The badge at the back, like every other Mercedes, offers you the option to open the trunk, and most importantly, to use for the camera. The camera is hidden in there, stays nice and clean for winter time. One thing I love about this car is the rear end profile, including the side profile as well. Look at the actual tail lights. They are flawless all the way through. They're not like pushed out. They're sort of like embedded into the body completely. Beautiful design. Quad exhaust, as you heard, beautiful sound out of that exhaust system. They look aggressive. It doesn't have any carbon fiber exterior package, but the diffuser, you'll notice right away. The exhaust gives it a very aggressive look all around. And then we have the spoiler here, which is not carbon fiber, but it's nice touch and gives it more sporty look. Now, this car is not great everywhere. There's some disappointing things about this vehicle. First of all, let's talk about the fake fenders on this side here. I wish they could have made use of that space instead of just completely blocking it for the brakes. It's not like a full AMG, which sort of like helps the cooling of the brakes with this specific side. The next thing is, of course, the side fender here. As you see, It's not useful, it's just there for design purposes. Again, another disappointing thing about this car, which kind of shows it's not a full AMG. Let's talk about some interesting features of this car. First of all, let's start with the seat. Full power seats on both sides, heated seats. It is the full package. Technically, in Canada, this thing is about $105,000, but it has dynamic package. You have the AMG package, the carbon fiber interior all the way around. You have the air scarf for the headrest, and most importantly, the AMG package, you have full vehicle control, and you do have a track package which will record your track experience, your 0 to 60 as well, right built in with this model, which is quite impressive. You can find the next track. It will keep your 0 to 60, your drag race mode as well. You can record and it will tell you when to start and so on. Quite an amazing vehicle. And most importantly, with this package, we have the built-in air freshener, which is located right into the glove box. Unfortunately, with this one, we don't have it, but you can purchase that separately, so you get that beautiful, nice, refreshing smell inside the car. This thing will take care of you, and it is absolutely comfortable inside. And most importantly, as a driver, you feel comfortable. This has the beautiful suede. With this package, the new model has the new steering wheel, different design compared to the previous model. We have the switches, which I absolutely love. Bang, you go from comfort, sport, sport plus, and it has a race mode as well, which is amazing for launch control if you're into drag races. We're gonna find out how fast this thing is in the next video, so don't forget to subscribe. Besides the air refreshener that he has built in, it also has a cheese grater. Yes, you see this part over here? You can take your cheese and it will do magic for your pasta. They've thought about everything at Mercedes. The next thing we want to talk about is the driving capability, the comfort level. I want to talk about how this thing handles on the roads, and does it actually feel like a proper AMG? So let's go for a drive. Okay, let's try launch control. We're gonna start this. Ready, race mode, pedal to the metal. Go. Oh, that was hard. That was hard. Okay, so it saved the driving, the drag race, and it shows 0 to 60, 0 to 100 in 4.8 seconds. That's not good for the number. I think this does better, but it's just the day. The beautiful thing is you can record everything right in there, and if you go to a track, you can do that. One thing I love about this car is the steering wheel, and all the buttons that you'll ever need are right here. I drive this thing in Sport Plus the entire time, even when I'm in a parking lot, because I can and I want to. I want to enjoy this car to the maximum, and it gives me everything. Right now, I have it in Sport Plus. The exhaust is on. I can change each button individually the way I want it. I want to put it in manual mode, of course. Press the button, it's in manual mode right there. Don't have to look for it around here. Everything is right in front of me, and that's what I love about this car. Downshift into third. Oh, I can hear the engine is screaming and is asking for more. Into second. Oh God, this is good. You see, when you first drive this thing, if you don't know the specs, you'll never know that this thing has a 6-cylinder under the hood. It feels, I'd say, bigger than that. I wouldn't say it feels like a V8 bi-turbo, because luckily last week I drove a GLE 63 AMG bi-turbo, and jumping from that to this, yes, there is a difference, but this is not disappointing. It's actually enjoyable. Into third, hammer it. The shift lights are right there telling you when you need to shift, so that you don't short shift the car and you get to really enjoy the power. It's a very, very underrated car in some ways. Downshift again, I love how quick those shifts are. The brakes are amazing. Into corner, downshift. Downshift again. And you're also charging the battery while you're doing this, because this is sort of like a mild hybrid into corners. There's so much grip here. This is amazing. Into corner. It's so amazing in corners, and the tires, those P0 20-inch tires, those things, the wheel, everything in this car just work very simming fast. There we go. It's such a different beast from, you'd expect a much slower car with that kind of engine. I've driven C43s, AMGs. They're fast. They're quick when you need it. But this is in a different level, in my opinion. 429 horsepower, it's not something you can laugh about it. It's a car that will give you the power when you need it. It's quick. There's not much turbo lag in sport mode. 2 seconds. It's good. I could do this all day, but now let's talk about the real stuff, the important ones, because this is not just a track car, even though it has a performance package from AMG and all that. It's also a very enjoyable car. Right now we're going to put it into automatic mode. Of course, I have all the buttons in the steering wheel, and you can switch and change whatever you want to. You can press, and all that stuff can be done from there. It's a comfortable car. I have it in comfort mode, enjoying to country roads. It's spacious inside. I have heated seats. I have cooling seats. It has the air scarf as well. If you want to keep the sunroof open, it has a beautiful sunroof. One thing I love about this car is the interior lighting. At night, it is amazing. You can switch the colors. You can add any colors you want. You can also have it in a way that it switches the colors automatically. It also does that when you're switching modes. If you're going from comfort mode to sport plus, and so on, it changes everything for you. The carbon fiber is fantastic. You can charge your phone wirelessly. You have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and so on. The seats are comfortable. They are perfect for day-to-day and a bit of a track as well. They hug you in. You can adjust the bolsters. You can adjust the headrest as well. Typical Mercedes. I can't go on and on all day because the features on this car, I would need 40 minutes of a video. And I'm sure most of you guys don't like that. You don't want to watch a 40 minutes video, but I'm giving you the most important ones, the ones that really matter for day-to-day. I cannot drive a car that doesn't have ventilated seats. This does. It does have the air scarf as well. Safety feature, lane assist, lane warning as well. You have gap assist for your cruise control. It has an actual dash camera, which was option. I think it's about $400 or so included with this package. You can add that if you want to. It has all the packages that you need from AMG, the track package, the dynamic package as well. You got everything. This car, it's almost perfect in some ways. There are a few complaints about it. First of all, I don't think this is as quiet as you would expect a Mercedes to be inside. What I mean with that, even in comfort mode, the exhaust is turned off because it has exhaust valves that you can turn them on. They open up right away once you switch modes. You can also do it in comfort mode. It's completely useless because you're not getting that much juice out of the engine. But most importantly, it's not as loud from the exhaust. It's just the road I can hear from the inside. I would assume this would have about, in 100 kilometers an hour highway, would have about 62 dB in terms of the level for the sound inside. It's not that you can hear everything, but I would expect something better from Mercedes. Now, could it be because they did that because of the exhaust in the back? It is a performance car, probably. Now, what do I think overall about the car? Is it worth $105,000 or so in Canada? Yes and no. Now, first of all, you get an option to pick up, I think I went airborne there a little bit, maybe. You get a sedan version as well. If this is not what you want, this also offers a sedan. So you can get an E53 AMG sedan. If the coupe is more than enough for you, it will do the job. The second seats in the back, the second row, they're just absolutely useless for me. I'm 6'2", I can never fit in there, but they're there if you need it for kids or something else if you have pets. Everything else in this car works almost perfect. About 99.9% in this car, it's almost perfect. You can hear quite a lot from those motorbikes that just passed us. That's another thing to mention about it. Now, as I promised from the beginning of the video, there's going to be a second part with this car, but you want to subscribe for that because it's on part 2. We're going to find out how this thing is on a drag strip. Is it going to be fast than the competitor? I'm not telling you which car, but make sure you subscribe because it's going to be next.